Hi, I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and in this video I'm going to share my thoughts about yet another trademarking screw-up. This time around, it's Monster Energy being outmonstered by Monsta Pizza in a trademark dispute. Alright, here we go. Let me read it from the article, and you can always find the link in the description below. Alright, drinks maker Monster Energy has lost to a pizza parlor in a long-running trademark row. Monsta Pizza, spelled M-O-N-S-T-A, pizza, had successfully fought a claim by the US energy drinks giant in August of 2018. But Monster Energy appealed against the decision of the Intellectual Property Office, claiming consumers could be confused by the names. However, the bid was rejected in its entirety at the Court of Appeal. Chris Domney, who founded traveling pizzeria Monsta with Christopher Lapham in 2017, said he had been immensely relieved to reach the end of the battle, but the business remained in debt due to legal fees which could not be recouped. He said, "It feels great. I have got my business back, and it does feel good to beat a big bully, so to speak. If you're confident that you're right, you should go for it, but I would tell other small businesses to beware that it does cost a lot of money. The whole thing had cost us £11,000 in total, and we could only claim £2,800 costs back." Mr. Domney said much of the company's plans had been put on hold while it awaited the outcome of the legal action. So, in fact, they lost a lot more than the $11,000. They lost all the money they didn't make because he was so preoccupied with fighting this battle. The business uses a monster-shaped pizza oven, which its logo is designed to represent, meaning a name change would have required considerable upheaval. Not really if you actually named the monster, right? The monster can't have a name, so you can still have a monster-shaped oven, just name the monster, and there you go. So anyway, Mr. Domney thanks people who contributed to a crowdfunding campaign which helped pay for some of the legal costs, and those who gave us support and told us to keep fighting. Last year, a Newbury entrepreneur said he had been financially crippled by a successful 2-year battle with Monster Energy in relation to his Thirsty Beasts firm. Wow. Okay. All right, so here's the lesson to the story. Sometimes trademark bullying creates so much negative PR around you that you actually devalue your brand by trying to enforce it. But for some companies, trademark bullying is just the way they operate, and it allows them to create such a reputation that you really don't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. You don't want to have anything to do with anything that's close or even remotely similar to their brands. And that's the kind of stuff you find out when you specifically do the search, when you come up with a brand and you check if there are any similar brands. And if there are similar brands, you not only look at how similar the brands are, you also look at their history. You look at how litigious they are. You look at who they opposed. You look at what they did, who they sued. Did they win? Did they lose? And that's the kind of stuff that a comprehensive search should include in itself. Now, the other part of the story here is that there's a big difference between big guys and small guys, because big guys have virtually unlimited resources that they can spend on this litigation. They can hire lawyers, They can have those lawyers go to court every day for years, and it wouldn't leave a dent on their main business. The main business is still there. It's one thing to win. It's the other thing to remain profitable as you're fighting this battle. The last thing you want is a piece of paper from the court that says you were right, but then there's no business anymore. So as cynical as it sounds, you have to pick your battles. You have to pick your battles, because there is no honor in burying your business only to prove that your brand is not confusingly similar with somebody else's brand. So I understand it's a difficult dilemma. So if you can do what these guys did, if you do crowdfunding, if you can find your own resources and still stay afloat, that's a great story. And really, again, I'm not saying that just because you're small, you should immediately surrender. That's not my point. My point is you have to be prepared that the big battle is not going to be limited to the court, because it's going to take energy, it's going to take your time, it's going to take your money. This is something you need to evaluate before you jump in it. And again, congratulations to Pizza, but the word of advice here is, again, don't necessarily think that you would have to change the entire concept. All they had to do is just give the monster a name, and they would have had a perfectly trademarkable name, a perfectly defendable name, and Monster Energy probably wouldn't have any problems with that either. So if you've got anything out of this video, if you found it useful, if you found it interesting, great. But that's not enough, because what you need to do is to make sure that tomorrow you see the video that comes out tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow you see the video that comes out the day after tomorrow. So subscribe now, get notified whenever the next video goes live. Click that bell button and make sure you don't miss another video. Now, if you got a brand that you want to protect, whether you're planning to fight with a big guy, whether you are a big guy, whether you're planning to be a big guy, it doesn't matter. If you value your brand, if you value your business, if you want to make your business into something that matters, go to trademarkfactory.com, book a free call with our strategy advisors, and they'll help you get the process started. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.